All right, how's it going, guys? We're almost on time. I think it's the closest we've been to being on time in quite a while. So I think if you're on the right page, you're gonna see a question and answer thing over there. Ben, can you confirm that?
Yeah. Hold on. It is.
And how's everybody doing? If you post a question, it's gonna pop up.
It's showing the video.
All right, make sure what you're going to want to do then, if it's just showing like a video and a showcase type thing, what you get? Nope, it's just showing the video. Can everybody see the broadcast?
I can't see anything.
We've been being on time. Yeah. No, I think you guys can see the broadcast. But if you could see up on the button on the right-hand side, there's going to be like a grid of 9 boxes. Click one of those boxes. Andrew, you want to do it right now?
Yep.
All right, and you should be able to swap over to Q&A, and that's what you're going to want to be. And now you can start posting. So if, nope, I guess you can't post there. Wow. Ask your audience to submit questions, and they will appear below. Oh, you're not logged in. That's why. You're on. You got to join Google Plus. If you're not getting a question thing, make sure you're logged into Google so you can actually comment. And while that's going on, I guess we'll switch over. Let me start up this PowerPoint here.
Still getting a lot. Still getting a big lag.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the last Google Hangout we do, by the way, guys. Okay, can't wait to hang out. Cool. Is it going to start? Press play. When they start, you'll see it. Yep, you guys should see us now. Yep, all right, this is how you do it. Got it. All good. +1 Q&A session. +1. Nice. All right, we got them all. So I'm just going to go through and select you guys. Just say we're answering your question.
Got it.
If you guys are, if you like a question that's being posted, click the +1 button. There we go. They're all coming in. Where's the pooch? That's a great question. Floyd's sleeping on the couch over there. So if you guys like somebody's question and you want us to focus on that question, make sure to click the +1 button next to it. That way we know that it's a valuable question. All right, working here. All right, it's still working. Yep. All right, these are going to fly in pretty quickly.
All right, let's bring up the. This is what we're going to do, guys. First of all, we'd like to welcome everybody to the Pigeon Hangout. Okay, I'm Andrew Dale. This is Jake Blank.
Hey guys.
We're both co-founders at SEMeasy. Ben's in the background. Ben, throw your hand. There he is. Ben's in the background. You know, for those of you that are SEMeasy members, then obviously you guys know a lot about us. For those of you that are not SEMeasy members, I've been doing SEO for, well, geez, a really long time, like 20+ years. Jake is like the greatest programmer you've ever met, and works tirelessly, sometimes without sleep for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But listen, more importantly, enough about us. This is kind of important, though. We actually had somebody. We did a webinar yesterday, which has actually been reposted on the site. We actually had somebody say, "Well, should you guys be the only ones that we listen to?" And really, it kind of it struck something with me that no, I mean, we're definitely not the only people that you should be listening to. You really have to vet out the people that you listen to. What I can tell you is that we test everything. We have, you know, test environments. We run countless amount of tests before we do anything. And I would just say vet out those people that you're listening to, because a lot of people do SEO in different ways. A lot of people bring a lot of different things to the table. Just vet out what you're listening to. Just don't listen to, you know, just don't listen to the repetitive gurus, the parrots out there that just say, well, this is it, and when you ask them a question about why or whatever else, they really have no answer. They're like, well, that's because that's what I read somewhere. So with that being said, the stuff that we're going over today is stuff that we've really rolled into in depth. We've taken a lot of time to go over some of the things that we've found with some of the Pigeon Algorithm updates. And we call it the Pigeon Algorithm Updates because Search Engine Land kind of termed it right from the get-go. So we figured we just stay on track as far as not confusing the living heck out of everybody. But with that being said, we're going to show you some of our findings. We're going to show you some of the things that we find work. We're also going to show you a couple of the do's and don'ts. And with that, Jake, why don't we just jump right in here and get started? And then we're going to get to a couple of other things later on. We got some prizes to hand out. Everybody likes money, right? So,
question, did I get any sleep last night? Yes, I did. And just mark that as done real quick so we get through that. I don't know if everybody could see the questions that we select as we're answering them. It'd be cool if you can. Oh, you can? All right, cool,
And, tell Frank that he should guess.
Frank, guess which color shorts they are. It's the, give you a hint, it's the same from last time. I think he did it on purpose.
just so you know, they're still seeing.
Where's the green screen? The green screen is behind us. Behind us. Alrighty. Where was
All right.
that?
Impress me with your fancy car. We'll pull the minivan around. All right. So with that being said, let's just kick right in and get started. There's a lot of information that we want to cover, and obviously we don't want to keep people over here all day long. So.
Yep, and we do have prizes to give away as well. So Ben's working on that, right? You got the list? All right, cool. But let's first jump into what we're going to be going over today. We have our general overview. We're going to be, I know it's a little skewed to the left right now, but we're going to be putting in time codes on the right-hand side. So when we go and repost this, we'll pull it down and then post it back up, or do some like YouTube click link, whatever. So you could just click each thing and jump right over to the part of the Hangout. So pretty quickly, we're going to be going over the 7-box algorithm changes, a +1 boost for web signals, content focus shift. Then there's a EMD and hyper-relevant LSI reevaluation we have to talk about. There's a -1 for MQ density. There was a +1 for schema, a +1 for proper spinning, which is great for us. A schema display change, which was actually pretty big. It goes well beyond authorship. +1 boost. Oh, then there's this little equation here. It's a +1 boost for directories, minus a -1 for natural local SEO, and we'll get into that with the carousel, equals a +2 for SEOs. And then let's see, number 10, stay close to home, and then 11, we're going to wrap it all up with some quick do's and don'ts. So I guess let's jump right in. 7-box algorithm changes. This was a pretty big one, guys. Let's jump in. So we got this little algorithm here that we can see Google follows every time it displays a 7-box. The first thing it does is that it goes and says, hey, is a 7-box appropriate? And let's jump quickly to see that flow real quick. Is the 7-box appropriate? So for this search here, we have used cars is equal to 7-pack. And we could take a look. And let me jump out here, pull in a browser tab. And used cars. Get rid of caps. All right, we can see that a 7-pack was inserted on the page. And this is the same that was reported recently by Search Engine Land, but that's the only thing that they reported in their Pigeon update that's actually still valid. So that just shows how volatile these things change. Now, they had in their report that used cars Louisville came back with a map pack, but it no longer does. It comes back with a 3-pack. Let's take a look here. And it actually just changed on my page, and it's not coming back with any pack at all. That's pretty interesting. Oh, you know what? I'm signed in as SEMeasy. Let me sign out.
No, don't sign out. Do not sign out.
No, I'm not signing out. I'm not signing out. Just go into a private tab. And no, it looks like it changed up again, so that just shows how volatile it actually is. I know on Andrew's screen it's still showing, but I can't show Andrew's screen. I could show a screen share from his screen, like not a screen share, a screenshot we took earlier, but that actually just changed. But let's check out the used cars Louisville, Kentucky, which just as we checked it before had no map pack at all. And we'll be able to see if that's still valid. Let's pull in another window here. Make sure it's an incognito one. Go to Google. And you can see, okay, so they changed it up now. So now there's a 3-pack. And we could actually change our slide because and that's going to be equal to no pack. And this one is going to be a 3-pack. And we'll update our notes on our end here. And go back to the webinar. But so, the 7-box appropriate, that's the first link in the algorithm, and it's very volatile right now. It has been jumping all over the place. We're not the first to notice it.
But the standard seems to be, guys, that the closer that your search gets to the specific area that you're looking for, we're seeing less of the 7-pack. The broader the search terms are, the more of the 7-packs that we're seeing.
Exactly, and it follows down. It's pretty much the same thing we had before, but it's more closely related to what we thought they were going to be going towards anyway, which is what Andrew just said. You see, used cars, we got a 7-pack. Used cars Louisville, it's niched down, we got a 3-pack. And then used car Louisville, Kentucky, we have a no pack. No pack, which I don't know if you guys are happy about that, but I sure am. Because 7-packs were taking up not a huge majority, but a large enough majority of the clicks that, you know, I like my 94% boost. I don't want to see it cut down to a 74% boost. All right, so after we figure out whether a 7-box or 3-box or no box is appropriate at all, we go out and we find the 7-box listings. After we find the 7-box listings, we determine a competition factor among them. Using that competition factor, we could then determine the position, and that's determined using this algorithm, or a variation of this algorithm right here. And filling it in, you'd see competition factor. Let's say that's a number between 1 and 100. Minus the position, so that's going to be a value probably in chunks of 10, between 1 and 10. You know, there's 10 SERPs, so number 1 position would be 100, and then the lowest position would be 0, times 0.5. Divide that all by 0.5, and that gives you a number between 1 and 100 for your size. And then you can multiply that by you pretty much multiply that number by 0.7. Or 0.07, and you get how many listings should be in the map pack.
We actually have somebody asking a question about what is a 7-pack. I thought you showed it on your screen, but let's just go back real fast, just because.
Yeah, we could go back to this page here and pull out this to see a good example of a 7-pack.
So David, we'll show you real fast what a 7-pack looks like, just in case you guys are confused. It's basically the local map listings that gets embedded right into the SERP results. This is what they call the 7-pack. There are times where you'll see a 3-pack, and there's times where you're going to only see a 1-pack or the 1-box. Okay, basically meaning that you own the box. So, like I said, if you're not 100% sure, right where it says Auto Trade Corporation, Prestige Mini, Rockland Hyundai, those are all, you know, the 7-box, just because of the fact that there's 7 results in there. Used to be a 5-pack a while back, whatever else.
Yeah. Now someone's asking. That seems exactly opposite of how it should be, and you're 110% right. But there's 2 reasons behind this, or 2 thought trains that I've had behind this. One is the big Yelp debacle that went back, the corporate letters, and I think there was a threat of legal activity on behalf of Yelp. What size are you referencing? Yeah, box size. How many listings to display here? So pretty much all I was saying was the bigger the box, essentially, the lower in the position of the SERPs it's going to be, depending upon the competition factor itself. That's what I was trying to express there with that algorithm. All 3 of those come into play, and it's all based upon the competition factor. But when you get down to the hyper-local listings, that competition factor drops way down. So as a consequence, the size of the listings and the number, the position of the listings is going to drop down substantially as well. So that's pretty much all that algorithm was explaining. So that's an example of a 7-pack. Here's the algorithm again, and I guess we could jump into the next section here, which is +1 boost for web signals. You guys may have read about this in search engine marketing land. It's pretty big. What does it mean, though? People aren't quite sure. It's pretty simple, guys. It's silos, interlinking, and ops. On-page SEO. We're all black ops agents here, or white ops agents, white hat, whatever you want to call it. On-page SEO, or ops, is huge. Huge, huge, huge. And let's see. I guess, do you want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah, what we're seeing is that the sites that are dominating in the sites that are dominating right now at the top of the SERPs for most of the type of like local terms and stuff like that, all seem to be very large, very well siloed, very sites that are very well architectured in reference to their interlinking. Okay. We actually had a couple of people that had come to SEMeasy and they said, "Oh, listen, you know, I'm having a hard time getting my website to rank." And when I looked, there was no navigation on the pages at all. No menus, nothing in a side nav bar, nothing. No navigation at all. So a site like that's just never going to rank. Google needs to understand what the flow is. Think about it like a book, okay? You have your chapter. You have even even the chapters are broken down a little bit more. The more that you can break your site down for a way that Google can easily digest what the information is, obviously, the better you're going to rank. It's easier for the spiders to follow everything. The interlinking is a gigantic portion because of the fact that Google needs to find more content on your site. They need to find different, they need to find just different amount of information that they can consume, and the bots are just constantly looking for things that they haven't found. So the more interlinking, the deeper those spiders are going to be able to get into your site. Okay, the on-page SEO. We've even seen some pretty horrific sites that are still ranking pretty well with bad on-page SEO.
But it's because they have great silo and interlinking.
That's exactly the fact. It's because of all of the on-page. It's because of all the interlinking and the silos and everything else that they're still ranking. But with a little on-page SEO, when I say on-page SEO, correct titles. All right. We've had people that have come to us and they're just using the name of the city as their entire title tag. The next thing is having a decent amount of content on the page. Even moving forward to having H1s. If your H1 is your title tag, then you don't need the H1. An H2 tag, an H3 tag, images with proper alt tags. Just the normal stuff that we already know that we should be doing, okay? It's playing much more of a role right now, okay? And once again, it's not a matter of the content, really. It's really a matter of, do you have a lot of the things that Google's looking for, whether it be the tags, whether it be, the schema markup and stuff like that. We'll get into schema markup in a little bit. But really, it's looking for certain on-page SEO factors, and if they're not there, the page just, won't rank as well as it could.
All right. So the next thing is a content focus shift. And again, I'll let Andrew explain it because he does it best.
Okay. The content focus shift. What we're actually seeing was, and we actually saw it from one day to the next, it was like a huge change. Believe it or not, it was the same sites that were ranking, but now different pages on that site that were ranking. LSIs, for all of you that are not familiar, I'm not going to get into the official definition for LSIs, okay? But an LSI, because it's just going to confuse you, it's related keywords, okay? But we're not looking at related keywords, or we're not looking, okay, for instance, we used to be able to rank really well if we had a certain keyword density with an exact match in the title of what we were looking to rank for, okay? If we wanted to rank for window repair, okay, we would go after window repair, whatever town, whatever area we're looking to rank for, okay? We're not really seeing that much anymore, okay? What we're actually seeing is that sites that don't have the word window repair per se, okay? It could be, give me an example of, like, rather than window repair, it would be, glass replacement, stuff like that. These were the sites that were starting to come up rather than the ones that were highly targeting the exact match keywords.
So instead of going like cheap window repair, fast window repair, 24-hour window repair in New York, window repair in Long Island, fast window repair in New York
also,
City.
Right, and people would also go after, best, fast, and pop their keyword in at the end of it. Those days are sort of, I don't want to say they're gone, okay, but it's going to be much more effective if you actually go after related keywords and synonyms of those keywords, period, the end, okay? Like I said, going after best, fast, and just putting a little modifier into it is it's just not cutting it the way that Google's looking for it to be cut at this point. So if you go after a more, literally pull out the freaking thesaurus or let your spinner tool do the work for you. We're just seeing that like on a page where we dominated, all of a sudden that SERP completely changed to different pages on that site that were LSI keywords and just littered the freaking page. So that's something that you really kind of need to focus on there, okay?
Yeah, and the reason we built those pages in the first place was really to take the first section of our equation, content plus relevancy equals authority.
Right, and then
we
all
were
of a sudden,
filling in, the content, and we were taking care of content and relevancy, but we were really focused on content at that point. But now they've swapped over to relevancy, and we were just prepared without even knowing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, one of the big things that you could do, a lot of you guys, if you're looking to create those mass type of sites, all right, this can all be done within your spinner tool, all right? So, like, don't block out your keywords if it's window repair. Let Google change up those, let your spinner tool change up those keywords, okay? Let them find the synonyms for window repair, like glass replacement, whatever the case may be. Let your spinner tool do the trick. Where you don't want to change it is still keep your H1s, your H2s, and your H3s. They shouldn't all be exactly the same, but, maybe just double check those before you roll it out and just find the best synonyms for those rather than, allowing your spinner to make that choice for you. They should still be synonyms, but just try and find the best ones.
Yep. And there's been a ton of people who have jumped in since we've started, so I just want to refresh you all if you're wondering how you get in contact with us. There's going to be a grid on the top right, well, it's definitely on the top right. I just don't know if I'm pointed to the right or left here. It's a 9-button grid. Click that. You'll see a big QA button. Click that button or icon, and you'll be able to take part in the question and answer. I also want to talk about Ben's question up there right now. There's a form there, an ability link. Just copy paste that into a new tab window. You don't want to lose. It seems like a few people dropped out, so it's probably people pasting that in. But click that link or open it up in a new tab or whatever, and just put in your SEMeasy username to be entered for a cash drawing. Ben's going to be filtering out the list for duplicates, so don't try to play it yourself a bunch of times. No, that's not going to help you. In fact, if we catch you duplicating, we're going to kick you out, and you're not going to be able to. We're going to try to make Ben's life a little easy here. So we're going to use the honor code, but if we see any dupes, you lose your prize.
It's okay. I'll be looking.
All right. Let's see. There's a big guys. You should have came to our QA session yesterday. You got all these questions.
Yeah. we got to stay kind of focused to the algorithm here. We really can't go into like an example of silos and all sorts of other stuff right here, right now. We just don't have the time, and people are looking to find out the information about the algorithms. You can shoot over to SEMeasy. You can post something in the forum. We'll get to it. And we have other webinars coming up shortly that are going to be covering a lot of this. But we kind of want to keep everything focused on this because you know how Jake and I are. We're like the dog from the movie Up, squirrel. The next thing you know, we're off. Okay, so we're going to try and keep ourselves pretty much on target here.
Yep. All right. We got coming up next is lowered EMDs and hyper-relevant LSIs. So they lowered the value for exact match domains and hyper-relevant LSIs. So if you can't build up, which is, what Dex knows in all pages and yellow pages and, Yelp do, they build up, you have to niche down. And that's really your only option. And we've been talking about that with varying up your LSIs and focusing on niching down and being a more authoritative and relevant micro directory for these local SERPs. Alrighty, that's pretty straightforward. Next one, increase negativity factor for MQs or MQ density, and pretty much to fix that, all you have to do is focus on LSIs and all your ops. So all your on-page SEO should be focused or geared more towards your LSI. So if you were doing, say, 30 to 40% MQ and 70 to 30% or not 70 to 30, my bad, 40 to 30% LSI, you should swap those around. So you'll be doing 60 to 70%, or not LSI, sorry, keyword. You should be doing 60 to 70% LSI and 30 to 40% MQ as opposed to the other way around. Alrighty, next section here. Boosted value of schema. Proper implementation is a must, though, and there's different ways to check to make sure that your schema markup is correct. Let's see. Pull up. Oh, I don't need to pull it up. But Google keyword, not the Google keyword planner. It's the Google
it's the
markup.
rich snippet checker.
Yep, the Google rich snippet checker will show you what Google's seeing and what your markup looks like to the Google bot to make sure everything's implemented correctly. But that's not the only part of proper schema implementation. You also have to make sure that it is varied, and I mean that's pretty much it. You can't put the same review on every single page on your 30,000 page site. That's pretty much it. All right. The next thing, Google still can't smell the bullshit. And I got an example of bullshit markup here to show you. It's pretty cool, actually. Let me pull this one in. Yeah, sure. I'll do a search for Boost Diamonds. Was it Bronx, New York? Was that it? Oh no, it wasn't this. It was 10901. All right. Loose Diamonds 10901. This is our site right here, Loose Diamonds near you. You still see we're ranking #1. And if we actually do a site colon search on this site, you can see, I gotta go to Google for this one. We actually have schema implemented properly on all the pages, and it could see it. But if we hop back over to the SERP,
it's not there.
It's not there. But what is showing up in the SERP is this one right here with 3,632 reviews. Now that's a 1.1 carat Marquise cut diamond at white flash with a product code 10901. Let's take a look at this. Why is this showing up and why is it taking my schema, my rating? Take a look down, try to analyze it just a little bit here, and we'll take a look in. This is where the schema is coming in from. So if we look down here, we can see the item name, item scope is a jewelry store. All right, so they're a little bit, instead of using a rating schema, they're using a rating for a jewelry store itself. Very cool, but that's not even the cool part. The really cool part here is they have their aggregate review, which they just arbitrarily assign, and you can see it in here.
Which is funny, right, guys? Because I don't know if you guys have been following, but supposedly Google's putting out all sorts of notices and everything else to those people that it feels as though just arbitrarily put that information in there. But honestly, I think that those numbers of people that have actually received those are so incredibly low, and they were all from a manual review aspect, because there are websites like this all over the place where they're just arbitrarily putting in however many reviews.
So we see this value is just thrown in there as a 4.8 based off of 3,065 reviews. Let's read all testimonials. Are these actually reviews about this product? No, these are not. These are all BS reviews for every single product on the site. So they essentially made a sub-silo called reviews, or testimonials as it is up here, but they call it reviews on the link itself. And they just loaded it in with a bunch of fake reviews, and all of these are properly schemaed out. You can see even on their web page, they got the item scope as schema web page. They're taking advantage of web styling, not web styling. They're taking advantage of these web queues. So Google still can't smell the bullshit, and just showed you the perfect example right there. And so just so you think, or just so you know, I'm not making this up. Just for this one right here, we could go and do a different search for 10950, and here they are again. And look, it's the same 3,632 reviews, same rating 4.8, but they're the ones that are showing up. is they took advantage of Schema from the very beginning when they started taking advantage of their pages, or not taking advantage of their pages when they started building their pages. And that is something that we are looking to put into a new extension to automatically go into your pages and posts and, you know, find the body tag and put in the proper schema markup for the body.
We did have somebody ask a question, what's Schema? For those of you that don't know what Schema is, what happened was Google, Yahoo, and Bing, it was one of the first times, and I think, who else jumped in that? Yandex?
Yandex was in there, and there's another one in there as well.
Okay, so what happened was they got together and they realized that a change needed to be made because like Google would look for one type of markup, Bing would look for another, Yahoo would look for another, and they didn't want 3 different types of markup showing on the page. So what happened was it's actually the first time that they all got together and they actually agreed on something as far as what the markup should look like so that all of the search engines can read it and read it properly. Okay, so if you guys don't know, what happens is you can go to schema.org, all right, you can type in what type of schema you want. They'll actually give you the markup code, and you basically it's a copy and paste of their sample information with your real information, and that's about it. There was somebody else asking, can you spin that out? Yes, you can. All right, you just got to be careful when you're doing that to make sure that it spins out properly. All right, but they give you a ton of, like I said, you can go to schema.org, or we have a whole hangout on about schema.org on or schema markup on SEMeasy. You can shoot over there and you can check it out. But it does give you, like I said, examples right here as Jake is showing on the page, with the markup, without the markup, the microdata, the RDF. And it gives you all of the code that you could potentially need, and you literally just put in your information versus, you know, the information that they have in their example. So I just wanted to hit that for those people that didn't know what Schema was. Go ahead, Jake. Sorry about that.
No problem. And just want to point out one last time on the top right or top left. I'm pretty sure it's the top right of your screen. There's a grid there, or not a grid there. There's actually a question that's highlighted. Be sure to take that link and open it up in a new tab or something. Add yourself to the form. We only got about 60% of the viewers on that form right now, or have submitted themselves on that form, because we're going to be using that to invite you all. Actually, I could see a list of everybody who's on the Hangout right now, right here. So you don't really need to worry about that. Watch. We can see everybody getting a nice little shout out that's in. We're just gonna copy you guys and see a little bit of code here, and we got everybody on a new line. Perfect. So I'm just gonna go and quickly record a quick macro here. Start recording. Delete, down.
And for those of you guys that are looking to create more of a system within your business, you should be learning iMacros in a heartbeat. I know a lot of you guys already know them, but a lot of guys don't. So iMacros, a big +1 for me.
Yep. So instead of having to go, this was a 200-line file, I would have had to delete like 100 lines there. I just recorded a quick macro of me doing it once and repeated it to the end of the file. So if you learned something new today, Notepad++ is a great tool. Andrew was mentioning iMacros as well. That's another tool that allows you to automate a lot of your web tasks between
Firefox.
Yeah, anything you can do in Firefox, you can pretty much automate with iMacros. So let's go back over to, I think Ben sent me a link. Let me open that up in my other window. I got Firefox running here. And pull that over to the other screen so you can't see mine. No, we don't need that list anymore. I just need the random picker. All right, here we go, guys. And I'll take myself out. I can't win.
You can take out SEMeasy too.
Alright, and SEMeasy gets removed, but this is everybody else. We're gonna do
SEMeasy on the top.
And SEMeasy on the top. Okay.
And you can take me out. I don't need anything.
I'm not gonna scroll all through here.
Fine. We're both right there.
Oh, okay. Andrew Dale, Ben Warshaw. Okay.
I want prizes.
All right. Yeah. All right. So this is the list of everybody who's currently watching at the time that was signed in with their Google Plus account and not just streaming it. These are the people who actually went in and clicked into the Hangout itself and are participating in the question and answer. So for your participation, we have a nice list of prizes here, and I guess we can go back to a screen share. We're on a screen share now. We'll go back to the presentation after we give out one of these prizes.
Let's do $25.
All right,
$25 cash.
$25 cash prize.
Not exactly cash. It's PayPal. I can't send it.
Yeah, well,
Can't send you cash in the mail.
Yeah, but $25 to you. Pick a random person. David Lelong. So David Lelong, make sure you Ben will reach out to you. You just won $25. Congrats, man.
Actually, you know what? Open up a support ticket over at SEMeasy.
Yeah, that's going to be the best way.
Yeah, so you can give me a PayPal address and everything else. All right, David?
All right. So
Perfect.
now let's get back over to here. Continue on through this webinar or hangout or party, whatever the hell it is. All right. And by the way, this is the Pigeon Party. Whenever Google releases an algorithm update, we'll be having a algorithm party where we could laugh away our sorrows at all the hard work we gotta do again. And we could also learn, or you guys could learn what we've learned, trying to investigate what actually changed. Now we can see that the schema graphic limitation has stabilized. We've been talking about this a little bit, but there's a big, ripple or rift in the SEO community when they removed authorship schema graphics. But it stabilized like we've shown. It's mostly limited to 1 or 2 per SERP, almost always 1 or 2, and they prefer the top 3, but not always. Or prefer to be one of the top 3, I should say, but not always. Okay. Next we have the carousel is spinning up its own bit of fun. Physical locations are in the carousel, as they should be, but they're not in the SERPs themselves. This has been reported other places, and we've noticed it in all of our searches as well. Local directories have been boosted up. Often local results that used to be on page 1 have been kicked off to page 2, sometimes page 3 or page 4. The carousel does display up top, but it doesn't convert. It converts almost as well as AdWords themselves. Google AdWords themselves. So the carousel is spinning up lots of fun, and with that change came the huge boost in directories because it took up less screen real estate. And that's
there's a couple of people that are saying that it seems to be very tech savvy in reference to the stuff that we're going over. Well, some of it is in what we're going over right now because it is the actual algorithm of Google. I mean, it is techie. I mean, it is in some respects, but like, for instance, if you're wondering where to pick up schema, where to learn schema, we actually have a whole webinar about it in our archives on SEMeasy. You can go to schema.org. You can go check it out there.
We're going to have a schema course, or it's going to be
one of our training sessions.
Yeah, there's going to be a schema training session coming up. There's really not much more to talk about than what we already did, but we could definitely do more live examples of going through schema markup and implementation. And like Andrew hinted at, and I did a little bit today, we're going to be doing an extension at some point in time, which will take care of all your schema markup for you automatically on the fly. So let this truck pass here and continue on. I guess we'll go into a quick question and answer after we go through the do's and don'ts. Oh, I guess my slides got messed up actually.
Yeah, they did.
What happened here? I had a do's and don'ts slide, and it got deleted. Oh well. Do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Do schema, do interlinking, do ops, and do size really does matter.
Okay, so breaking these down real fast. The do's, you want to make sure that your pages are going to have schema markup. Okay, if you're not sure what schema markup is, like I said, it's time to learn it. It's pretty simple stuff, though. It's really not very technologically challenging at all. Okay, you can go to schema.org. You can type in whatever type of business you have. they might already even have the schema markup for you. If not, find one that's really close to it, change it out, okay? Give me that slide there once again, Jake.
Yep.
Interlinking. If you have a website, there needs to be interlinking. The interlinking needs to occur within your navigation. You know, and that was one of the big things. Like, you know, one of the there was a couple of things in here, Jake, that I wanted to hit. But you know, for instance, a lot of these big sites, when we talk about interlinking, if you go to Yellow Pages, right, and you click on something on Yellow Pages, a lot of times it brings you right to like a directory style page that like we've already created with you with the double agent plugin. And like in our landlord sites, we've actually already done what a lot of these bigger guys are doing. They'll bring you right to pages where it already has the meat of you know, I guess the core of your silo, sort of, you know, and then kind of pushes you through those.
Yep.
Yep. So, you know, we actually did a lot of the hard job for you as far as creating that directory page. That directory page will grab all of your categories and slap them right into your directory page.
Exactly. Even if you're not running double agent at the time, SEMplugin is, you know, you still have that shortcode to use. So you could take that SEMplugin shortcode, put it on any page and post, and that'll automatically create one of those arteries for you on your site. You got to stop thinking. This term silo has become so overused and misused and convoluted that it's not even. It doesn't even make sense anymore, really. What you really got to be looking at interlinking. You want to think of your website as a living organism. You have veins and arteries running through it pretty much, which interlink everything and connect everything. And the closer you are to a main vein, the better Google values the content and relevancy of your site, because the easier it is to access more of it, more of your websites. Let's see. So that's Schema. That's interlinking. Schema, we went over. Ops, on-page SEO. I mean, we're going to be having a course that's just dedicated to ops, but that's an entire course too. So that course is going to be broken down into individual lessons, and each lesson has a quiz, and you know, it's a lot of fun coding to do, but it's still a lot of fun. And then size really does matter, and that's back to our basic equation: content plus relevancy equals authority. Next, we have our don'ts. Don't focus content on MQs, your exact match keywords. Focus your content, shift your focus if you haven't already to your LSIs. You know, a good 70-30 split is healthy now. It used to be a 30-70 split. But is SEMeasy a proper silo? SEMeasy.com itself is not a proper silo. SEMeasy.com itself is a side project. It actually used to be the name of Andrew's SEO business, which I've worked for when I was 16 years old. And then that's pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we
honestly,
changed names of
our
SEO company.
The goal of SEMeasy wasn't to actually rank the site.
No.
It was
just a project for us. If I wanted to take the time and go in and actually properly silo it out, it's got great interlinking. It's beautifully interlinked, especially with the profiles and all that. But the siloing itself now. And
not only that, we also have to we've got to also robot.text out certain areas of the site as it is. So.
Oh, that reminds me. Well, we'll get into that with the don't go out naked. Yeah. Oh, don't over-optimize your permalink structure. This is pretty big. It goes back to what we were talking about with staying close to home and staying close to the root. Was that slide was in there? Yeah, it was. It was staying close to home, staying close to the root. Andrew, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, the big problem that we were having, like, I was starting to find issues with certain sites that we were building out, like on the mass level, right? And what we would do is actually, you know what, Jake, bring me up a page where. But log me in on this page. Not everybody's checking out the login info. Bring me to any one of our sites. You can go to online rep source or even the demo, or online rep source is good. So what would happen is I was realizing after I was publishing a lot of these sites that we were totally over optimizing our permalink structure. It was just, it was like, really a newbie should have been able to see it, but because I was doing it in the back end, and because I wasn't like building out each page one by one, but instead I was like setting up my structure and just letting the site run. It was horrifically awful at the end of the day, based on the permalink structure that I had. Yeah, Jake, I'm just going to drive here for a quick second here.
Yeah, sure.
So basically, what would happen is this. If you go to settings and you go into permalinks, right? There was a couple of different ways. What we used to do is what we were starting to do, because it was working for a little while, was I would change my custom structure for my permalinks. Okay, and this is how you can change the structure for your WordPress sites. And I could put in here, for instance, / category. All right. Even though I spelled category wrong, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to press save. But what would happen is now it would change the permalink structure now, and it would go from domain name to my first category. So we'll put the name of the category in there, and then it'll have the post name. Well, the issue was this: if I had an exact match domain name or something pretty close, an exact match domain name with a modifier. So let's say I did online reputation management source, and then my category was online reputation management companies in whatever state, and then my post name was online reputation management in Orlando, Florida. Okay, online reputation management was in my URL structure like 200 times. All right, maybe not 200, but 3 was enough, 4 was enough for Google just to say, yeah, dude, listen, we got it. All right. So we had to do a couple of different things. We were testing around with making sure that the category wasn't as optimized. We were then playing around with making sure that the domain name wasn't as optimized. And then what we wound up doing was, and changing the post name out around a little bit, what we wound up doing was we still put everything into a category, but we just saved the URL structure with just the post name. Okay, and the reason why we put the HTML at the end, because everybody always asks, for those of you that don't already know, the reason why we put the HTML at the end is just to kind of throw a lot of the bots that are trying to scrape WordPress websites a little bit off the beaten trail. That's all, and it seems to work really well. So, like I said, with keeping it close to home, this is exactly what we're talking about. Our silos and our site structure is still in place, okay, through our categories. But by keeping that article, that post, closer to the main directory, we found much greater success with it. And there are other sites out there that have different category structures. Like I said, this is just what we're finding has the greatest success right now, period. I think there was a question that says, the size really, the whole question of does size really matter? We're talking about the size of the website. The more pages you have, the more interlinking you have, yes, it matters. It will in fact, boost up your authority within Google and everything else.
Yep. So we have these questions here. Do we want to go through a few of them, or
yeah, was there anything else?
Let's give out a prize first.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, let's do another prize. There
may have been some people that joined in.
Yeah, there have been quite a bit that have joined in. If you're just joining in now, make sure that you're actually registered, or not registered, but you're actually in. Make sure you're clicking the YouTube video and that you could see all the questions and answers that I'm showing on the screen on the right-hand side now. Pretty much it's going to get real mirrory right now, but make sure your screen looks sort of like this. Look, that's really cool. But yeah, make sure your screen, you could see the question and answers on the side there. If you can't, what you're going to want to do is mouse over to where mine says live over here. Yours will have a grid. Click the grid and then click the Q&A button. And then we could communicate. And you also get added to the list that I'm going to go grab right now. Where was it? I got to be in Chrome. 1 second here. Let me just go hop back over to the Hangout. Google.com. And events. Oh. I still have opening up my own. All right. All right, now you're going to want to make sure that you click the that you're actually going to this event. So are you going to watch? Make sure you click yes here, and that'll add you to the viewers. I'm going to give you guys a quick 2 minutes to do that real quick while we give out another prize here from the people who were already in it before. So let's give out this time a 1 month SEMeasy membership. Yep, coupon for 1 month SEMeasy membership. The first winner already, you can see, was David Lelong. He won $25. And
That's all set.
And unfortunately, we're gonna have to remove you from the list here. Actually, no, we could leave you, and the chance of you getting picked again are slim to none. If you do get, you can't win twice this time. The other one we didn't have that rule. This time we do. All right, random winner for 1 month free SEMeasy, and if you don't have a month free of SEMeasy, you could exchange this for a $25 PayPal. I mean, if you're already signed up for SEMeasy.
It's actually $37.
No, it is $37. Yeah, so
it just went up.
Yeah, it just went up. True that. All right. Christopher Westfall. Christopher Westfall, you are the second winner of SEMeasy.
So, Chris, shoot over to SEMeasy.com. Just open up a support ticket, and Ben will get you all handled. All right, just give him your information.
All right. And that should have been enough time for you guys to click the join button. If you haven't already, make sure you do it real quick before I go and grab the list, because I'm refreshing the page. All right, yep, it went up a bit. So some people, one person not using Google.
That's cool.
All right, so I'm going to grab this entire list here.
Hopefully the one person not using Google doesn't win.
And I'll grab SEMeasy just so I already know the iMacros works for it. And scroll to the top. Actually, I'm going to have to record a new one. The other one had a line in it. Start recording. Down. Delete. Delete. Macro. Stop recording. Macro. Run. Macro multiple times till end of file. Run. We're done.
Done.
All right. We switch over back to our online random picker. Alrighty, everybody's in here.
let's put in the one person not using Google.
All right, let's give out a landlord.
Actually, and speaking of that, just if you want, I'll let Jake actually throw out this little announcement. We've just been getting hammered by people asking us.
Yeah, it seems like everybody wants to get into landlord pretty badly. So, like I said in yesterday's hangout, we are going to be opening back up landlord, but not officially opening it up. It's going to be a small beta launch. Just to explain, beta doesn't mean that the landlord site that you'll be getting is in beta. No, that's tried, tested for like almost a year and a half, 2 years now.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's beta is the code that lets you go and submit your keywords or your niche and LSIs for a Frank. Yeah, what's in beta right now is the code that allows you monthly to submit your request for a new site. So that's what we need for. That's what we need beta testers for. So we're probably going to select about 20, 25 of you guys, let you guys come in, and yeah, it'll just be a small scale limited test, limited relaunch, and then we're really going to vamp it up after that. Not vamp it up too much, probably cap it out again at 200, but that's still a lot more than 20.
Yeah, what would we be 200 more than at our maxed out limit right now. So it would actually be doubling what we have in there right now.
Yep.
So that's really it. So with that being said, we're going to give away a free state landlord site, right?
Yep, that is correct. And Stan Yatka, you are the winner of a free state site. So Ben, if you want to write that down.
Yep.
Alrighty. Ben's got that down there, and it looks like we still got.
Yep. So go over to SEMeasy, open up a support ticket, and give Ben your information.
Exactly. And I think we still got a few more prizes here. I'm not sure where the prize list went itself.
And remind Chris too, because I haven't gotten to take it today.
Yeah, Chris, you too. Chris, you won a little bit earlier, so why don't you go ahead and just open up that support ticket when you get a chance?
Yep. I had a prize list here.
Yeah, you did have a prize list.
And I just lost it. I don't know how that happened.
Yay.
So I didn't even move. I didn't stand up.
For those of you guys that don't know, Jake has like an uncanny knack
losing
of
things.
losing wallets, losing keys, losing just about almost everything.
Yeah, but you know, it happens.
All right, so we're going to give away 2 more free months to SEMeasy.
Yep. 1 lifetime membership to SEMeasy.
I'm going to throw that in there. 1 lifetime.
Yeah, why not? We already gave out a state site, so let's give out 1 national site. I guess that's a good match for it. And we could also give out 2 more $25.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
I think that was the list.
All right. So let's go. Let's do another one right now. Another random name from the list is going to. This one's going to be for $25 from PayPal. Okay, Chick Quintons, you are a winner of $25. Make sure you submit a support ticket, and we will make sure you get that. I'm going to go refresh the list here real quick, and we could do some more, see if anybody else joined in here. Yeah, it went from 127 to 135, so I want to make sure I get you guys. Be fair for everybody. And just bear with me as I go through this process one more time. Scroll to the top.
I'm not seeing the screen share right now. Oh, am I that delayed?
Yeah, I guess you are, but that's okay. Run macro multiple times. Run. All right. Pop this into the list. All right, so we got 1 more PayPal to give out, 1 more lifetime membership to SEMeasy, and 2 more free SEMeasy months. So let's give out a SEMeasy month. Random name picker, pick me a name. Melanie Marsh. Melanie Marsh, you just won yourself a free month of SEMeasy. Let's give away 1 more. Actually, all right. Here's what we're gonna do. At the very, very end, nothing's gonna be valid until we're gonna mark down the time that we end the webinar. So if you post beforehand, it's not gonna count. So make sure you wait till the end. We're going to be giving out the last $25 to the first person to post a comment on our Facebook wall, and we're going to be giving, let's say, the lifetime membership we're going to be giving to the first person to post a comment on this actual Hangout on the YouTube page. So can Ben, can you get the link for the YouTube page for this Hangout?
Yeah.
And make sure you like it there as well, because you know.
Hey,
people,
listen. Hey, you know, because I always have to laugh because if you guys don't know Frank, Frank is a member of SEMeasy. Frank is a really good SEO guy, but Frank has a great sense of humor, and we always get great questions from Frank. Usually completely off topic, but usually allows us to sit around and get a really good giggle during webinars and hangouts and everything else from Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, I actually had a chance to actually watch your hangout with Byron, which was really cool. We appreciate the shout out to us. We'd like to throw a shout out back to you.
Yep.
H1.
I don't think the website's ready to be displayed yet.
Okay,
but I know his
but he's got a
YouTube channel.
He's got a Facebook page.
And how I found him is I just went to YouTube and searched SEMeasy. You guys could do this yourself. You could see all the other stuff that popped up there. But I was searching SEMeasy, and Frank's video came up here.
Yep. So it's H1 tags, and there's Frank. Frank soon.
Yeah,
boom, there it is.
Yeah. Frank,
Frank.
say hi to everybody. So this was a great discussion, and listened through it with Andrew. And they discussed some pretty cool stuff. I'm not going to play their clip of them talking about SEMeasy, though.
So you guys should also check out Frank. Like I said, you know, we don't have any affiliation with anybody other than guys that we know are really cool, or guys that you know their stuff and have been really.
Yeah, Frank's just a cool paying member who happened to have promoted us, so we're promoting him right back. You know,
and he has some good stuff, some good knowledge base too. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's we gave away that second PayPal, and we gave away that second lifetime. So all we got left are 2 free months to SEMeasy. Just a reminder, in order to get that $25 for PayPal, as soon as we stop this broadcast, we're marking down the time. Make sure you hop on over to our Facebook page and post a comment there. First person to do so will get $25. As easiest money you can make. The second thing is make sure you go to the YouTube page. Did you paste that link into a question?
I'm doing that right now.
Okay, I'm gonna put that link up into the top right corner of y'all's screen. If you're actually y'all still got that Southern drawl from Tulane University.
I got
years ago.
I got you the fuck you mother out. I got the F you mother effer from Fordham University down in the Bronx. So that was.
All right, so that link right there is the YouTube link where you're gonna have to go and put your comment once we end this webinar to go and I guess just to get the lifetime membership to have to stop paying. Pretty simple. All right, 2 free memberships left. I'm going to go based off this list for the first one, and then the second one, if you guys feel like sticking around while I go and scoop that, and to be fair to anybody who just jumped in. Pick a random item. Also, let me say before this, the instructions on how to do it in case you missed them before. Jump on over to the Hangout event page itself.
There's a little grid up in the upper right-hand corner. Click on the grid.
Well, no, you got to go to the event page itself. So if you go to SEMeasy.com and you click on the Google algorithm, Pigeon Algorithm link there, and you can see where we are at. Make sure when you go to the page, you click, are you going to watch? Make sure you click yes, and that'll put you into this box right here.
The number keeps going up.
Nope, the number's going up.
That's because people are logging in 3 and 5 times from different
accounts.
That's
yeah,
great.
They think they're being
smart. Hey, listen, if you are being selecting, hats off.
All right, so one more name for this free SEMeasy 1 month. Okay, Paul K. Paul K, you're a winner. And now I'm going to go refresh the page here.
And for those of you that were on our Dominating the SERPs like a week ago where we had some little technical difficulties, we're actually redoing that this coming Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I could explain what happened.
No, that was that was the tech issue that I was having.
Yeah,
but if you want to explain what happened yesterday, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay. So I spent all night coding GoToWebinar integration directly into your SEMeasy accounts so that when you go to the SEMLife page, it automatically goes, pulls out the latest webinar, registers you with your email and your username for that webinar automatically, and then puts you into a holding pattern and then waits for the webinar to start. And if the webinar starts, it sends you to the webinar page. Really, really cool. I think we're one of the only sites of this scale to have taken advantage of it in such a way, because they actually thought we were DDoSing their, or not thought, but they have in place protections against, excuse me, they have in place protections against DDoSs on their API code itself. So we went over, or we got flagged as making too many API requests in too short a time. So I actually had to call up Citrix and have their system admins go in and change those settings for us, and we shouldn't have those problems in the future. But that was nothing that...
It was like Clark Griswold trying to plug in his lights for the family, for those of you guys that watch Christmas Vacation.
All right, we got a few more people in here now, so let me go ahead, grab the entire list. You want to tell a joke, Andy?
No.
No? Andy doesn't want to tell a joke. I'm sure Frank has a great joke. Frank always has a good joke.
Hey, Frank, what color are your shorts?
He's not wearing any shorts.
Alrighty, we'll hop on over here. Paste. Oh, wait, what happened? I guess I must not have copied manually. Wait, that's weird. Do this one more time, guys. Bear with me.
So, guys, like I said, just a quick reminder, this coming Wednesday is going to be the hangout of Dominating the SERPs. I did realize that it's going to take a while, okay? You got to figure, pack a lunch, man. It's going to be like a 2.5, probably closer to a 2.5 hour training, because there's just a ton to go over, all right? And that's it. That's this coming Wednesday. And if you're talking about dominating the SERPs, we're not talking about dominating with YouTube. We're not talking about dominating it with Yelp and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, which I think is all completely freaking useless for the most part. Great for online reputation management, but not great when I'm trying to create a traffic funnel just going back to one location. So definitely jump on that. It's going to be good.
Yep. All right. So for the last SEMeasy free month membership, last winner is going to be Jose Ford, you are the winner of a free month of SEMeasy. Congratulations. That's pretty much it. We're gonna open it up for a short Q&A here. Remember, we have bi-weekly QA sessions and bi-weekly training. Let me go back to the Hangout here so I can see the questions. Yes, the lifetime is being given away as soon as this broadcast ends. If you want to get the lifetime membership, you have to go to the YouTube link that's being shown on the top right of your screen as they're currently answering questions. If you can't see that, make sure you click the grid, mouse over to the top of your window there. Click on the grid icon, click on QA. You'll be able to see that link. Put a comment there as soon as this ends, and you're entered for a lifetime SEMeasy.
And Byron, just a quick, Byron gave us a big what's up.
Oh yeah, and
Byron was also on that video with.
Yeah, and it's not going to be, because of the time delay, it's not going to be the first person. It's going to be a randomly selected comment out of all the comments that come in after we end the webinar. So make sure you put a comment there.
Shout out to Byron.
Shout out to Byron. Yes, Byron was in that webinar. To see, okay. Frank says I'm naked with my mom. Great.
As long as he's not naked with my mom.
Let's address this one. It's got it's got 12 pluses. Lots of different opinions on most effective ways to silo a local site. Can you guys give us an example on how we do it? I mean, we've done it before. I mean, a quick text, not text, but a vocal overview of how we silo is we utilize tags and categories within WordPress itself. It creates archive pages for you, and then all you have to do is link out to the archive pages themselves. All right, done with that one. A plugin to add schema would rough. Working on it. Next one. So we just plan on every Wednesdays and some Thursdays. Yeah, that seems to be the most part, unless you guys want different days and different times. If you're trying to do a different day, different time, start a forum post and. Yeah,
Bob, we're trying to keep ourselves on a schedule. It's easier for us, so we know that every week it's like that. This is a time block that we just have to block out. We did Thursday this week because of the fact that we had the question and answer webinar yesterday. So we kind of had to throw this in here on a Thursday. But usually Wednesday, 2 o'clock. I think that might change coming up just because I'm going to be away for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's true.
So outside of that,
we might do a more techie-based Q&A, and I'll just take the leads on that one. Who knows? But yes, right now it seems to be Wednesdays mainly, and every once in a while a Thursday sprung in there. All right, next question. I see Google are asking for HTTPS now as a ranking signal. What do you guys think about that? I honestly haven't had too much time to dive directly into it. I think having an SSL certificate is obviously a plus.
It's definitely a trust factor that Google looks at, but I don't necessarily know whether the SSL certificate would, itself, I don't believe it's doing anything.
Yeah,
I think it's more of a trust factor, and a lot of those sites that are willing to get an SSL certificate are usually rather big sites to begin with.
Yep. Exactly.
So I think that you're probably seeing a correlation with that, but we'll definitely check into it a little bit more and find out.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that have to be examined. You can't just say like, oh, this site ranks high, this site has a certificate. That's the reason why. There's tons of other factors in there, we all know. But it's another step in their algorithm, another variable in their algorithm that does need to be examined. So I'll mark that question as done. Well, I guess before I do that, you also have to remember there's different types of SSL certificates. There's third-party verified ones, which are the real good ones, the ones you pay for, and then there's self-generated SSL certificates. Like you might get that warning in your browser every once in a while when you go to access your WHM or your cPanel account, because that's a self-generated, not a third-party signed certificate. And Google's going to look at those differently as well. I'll put that as done. What interlinking plugin do you recommend for WordPress? We wrote our own for a short code, but it's really simple. You don't. Yeah, if you're using
random post is like
random post generator or random post widget is
it doesn't really do a lot for silos, but it does great for getting the job of deep crawling in through your sites. And then putting up the category into the navigation in the column works really well if you've set up your silos properly. I mean, there's not, but the actual interlinking between pages. We've kind of used the last snippets within the coding. So yeah, I don't know.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Let's see. An SSL does not apply in all situations, so Google probably considers this in specific situations. Exactly. If you have users that are coming to see your hairdresser directory, there's absolutely no reason that
No, it's
that has to
e-commerce
be.
sites.
Yeah,
That are really
exactly.
good for the most part.
It's e-commerce sites. So thank you, Byron. Again, Byron and Frank run their Hangouts, so be sure to check them out. Let's see, what else? Should have a competition with prizes among members. It's not a bad idea at all.
On the site, we
yeah,
can do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What we were thinking is having a monthly competition to see who could rank up the most points as well. So we're gonna.
Chris, putting it on the list.
Yep. My keywords are married cousins, very closely related. Let's see.
Thanks.
Let's see. Sorry I couldn't help being a bit late. Perhaps you answered this already. I'm constantly being told to avoid EM exact match URLs and go for more generic but less exact and more looking. What is your opinion on this? We went over this already, but I could go back to the slides.
Yes, Doug.
There's so many windows here.
Doug, you want to stay away from exact match domains, even exact match modified domains. So like if you were trying to go after, printer repair, you don't want best printer repair or printer repair. You'd honestly want, you'd want more of an LSI type of domain, or it even could be a generic domain.
Yep.
What
is Schema? Schema.org. Yep, we already knew. Komodo is one for creating SSL certificates. So if you guys want to learn more about SSL certificates, it's a great code. Just look up Komodo. It should be built into your cPanel. It also depends on your host. Mass contextual interlinks between pages. No, you don't want it. You don't want it in mass. You don't want to have like 50. I've seen sites that do this. You don't want to have like 50 links all to like some tag pages or just even end posts themselves.
I think maybe what Mike's also referring to is like mass being like on every single page.
Oh, yeah.
Contextual. You know what? Even the contextual interlinks, we've kind of stayed away from that. We've found that we really don't even need it. The contextual interlinks between pages, it will never get you penalized. Like when people are talking about over-optimized anchor text and stuff like that, it really doesn't apply to internal links. It all applies to all-page SEO. But we don't even find that we actually need that.
Yep, and that goes right with Christopher's question/comment here. I've been having success following the site structure of Yelp/Craigslist.
Exactly.
My desk is littered. Like literally littered. I'll hop back on video in a minute here and show you guys a little bit of analysis of Yelp and Craigslist and all pages and Dexnos and all these major directory sites. Yes, navigation absolutely is the key. So not focusing on MKs would make sense to create a blog on our mass sites and add new content regularly and post about synonym related content. Pretty much that's you got it. What else here? Does this chat make my butt look bigger? Okay, Frank.
Yes.
This is now you're 17. That was in reference to my 16. I'm 22, but yeah, I look young. Do you guys always use WordPress or mix it up with Joomla, HTML?
We used to play with all sorts. We only stick with WordPress at this point.
Yeah, now we use WordPress. Let's see. Bugger, I just purchased a load of exact match domains.
Then David, hold on. That's actually pretty cool. If you just grabbed a whole bunch of exact match domains, then don't go after that. What you thought was going to be exact match, don't target those in your title tags. Okay, that's the best way that you can do it from there. If you got the domains already, you've already purchased them, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to just want to LSI the living hell out of your keywords and stay away from your main keyword within your title tags. That would be the best thing that I could recommend them to do. I mean, if you already bought them,
Yep.
So
Mario's asking, when is the replay? I missed the middle portion. You could actually jump back in time. I'm not sure if I turned on the DVR feature or not for this one, but you might be able to scrub back already and catch up on the middle section.
Get into the DeLorean, 88 miles an hour. You're cool.
And if you if you can't, the replay should be almost instant. It might take a few minutes for them to process, like a half hour or so after that. iMacros suck because I don't know how to use them.
You know what, Frank? I know I keep saying it. We'll have to go over iMacros, or at least I'll post a really good tutorial of iMacros on SEMeasy so you guys can do it. Honestly, I didn't know how to do them for a long time, and it saves me so much time. It's like having a VA that actually gets shit done right the first time. Jake and I were talking about it the other day. My VAs are great, but a lot of times they'll make some really screwed up mistakes, that I have to then spend hours unraveling. Learning iMacros is like having an army of VAs without the screw up, because every single time it's done right.
Yeah. And FYI on Pigeon, I posted comments on my Google Plus page about my client. It's now showing up on page 1 for their main keyword.
I'm gonna have to check that out. That's pretty cool.
I know that was happening with Andrew at one point, and then he turns to me and he's like, "Jake, are you logged in?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Dude, you have me as a friend on Google Plus. Of course, it's gonna show it in the SERP." So I logged out and it wasn't there anymore. So it could be really cool. It could be a Pigeon update, or it could just be that
personalized search result.
Personalized SERP. Put your website in the Showcase app so you can have us visit your site. Oh, yeah, that's true. I should do that. I didn't want to ruin the QA app. Here's Showcase. Add Showcase. SEMeasy.com. Alright, that's in the Showcase app now. Alright, cool. So SEMeasy is in the Showcase app, so if you loaded it up and it was automatically on the Showcase, then SEMeasy is there. Great point, thank you, appreciate that.
And by the way, Frank was one of the first ones making money with Google Hangouts back in the day. So.
Yeah. Bots or VAs, you don't have to pay. Yep, you just got to program them. You could DVR back, thanks guys, awesome. Let's see. This one was an earlier post, but it got a lot of upvotes. How many posts should we have on our homepage using SERPshaker to fill blogs? It all depends on the site and the niche and what others are doing around you. We generally stick to around 10, I believe. If we're not doing a static page, we do 10 in the blog roll, and then a lot of times we'll just do 1 static page. We vary between those two. And
just so you know, one of my VAs is actually on the Hangout right now, and he just hit me up. No, that had nothing to do with you. That had absolutely nothing to do with you. Not at all.
No, iMacros makes the VA's life easier as well, especially if they're using it. What else is here? Is Jake insured? Can we make a safety clone of him? Those trucks sound pretty heavy duty.
Hey guys, we're in New York. We got a lot of traffic here.
Yeah, on EMD. What if you're doing local and a client's business name is EMD? If you're doing a landlord-style site, then there's no reason to still have to focus on the EMD. For their money site itself, sure, doesn't really matter. You're going to be using a bunch of different techniques to get it ranked up. What else? What else? I'm changing my name to random name. So using SERPshaker would automatically create a good silo and interlinking structure, right? Yes and no. It depends how you set it up. You're gonna have to spin out your tags and your categories and all that, and assign the tags and categories to the pages. Let's see. If I use a PR domain, wait, what happened? It didn't go up. Oh, there we go. If I use a PR domain to post my SERPshaker pages on, can I include a backlink in my footer to a website to help boost that? Yeah, you can. But I mean, if it's your money site, it's better to do it on a smaller scale money site. If you're trying to do it on these localized directories, it's kind of, we prefer to stay on site, and if we ever do have to link out, we try to no follow it.
You got to be careful with that, because depending on how many pages you're creating, it's like that could just blow up in your face.
Yep. Let's see. Let me change this back first. 1 second here. I just noticed I'm screen sharing or just screen sharing my PowerPoint window. Okay. Actually, let's switch back over to the video view, I guess, and we could wrap this up. And finish answering these questions as they pop in. So screen share off, and video is on. Cool. Let's see. Questions. Can you just clarify H2 and H3 on a site? Are they supposed to be EMD or synonyms? Good question.
I would say my H1s are going to be really close to what I want to rank for. My H2s and my H3 are going to be synonyms, and they're going to be mixed up with different locations and stuff like, so whether it be full state or, state abbreviation or whatever else.
Yep. Let's see. Where's the best place to learn Schema properly or a tool? There's a lot of plugins that'll help you with short codes to automatically
Maggie! I remember Maggie.
To input a section of Schema on your page, but they're not going to go in and take your pages as they are and automatically add Schema for them. So that's what we're going to be working on with our extension. There's Schema extension for the SEM plugin. What else we got here? Is Becker driving up and down in the background on the cars in Louisville? Shows the 3-pack. Still shows the 3-pack on mine. Yep. So, Google's changing it up. You're either in a semi-cache somewhere and they haven't changed it for you yet, or they're changing it for me based off my location. Never know. Like I said, it all has to do with the algorithm for determining that competition factor. What else is plussed up here? I wish there was a way to sort it by voting. It doesn't do that though. There's a lot of +1s in here. Oh, they're coming in real fast. Okay, I'm gonna need a second to catch up. They're coming in really, really, really fast now.
And half of them are Frank. Hold on, I saw one from Ed. Scroll down a little tiny bit.
Okay. Does size really matter? Do you mean size as in making a large quantity of quality-related content, or ... So that goes into what I was talking about here with, which one was it? If you can't niche up, niche down. It was one. Okay.
There it is.
There it is. If you can't niche up, you got to niche down. So with the size of your site, you're either going to want it to be hyper relevant or really, really, really big without the relevancy. So yes, build it bigger, but build it bigger smarter. Don't build it bigger just to build it bigger. So that would be focusing on more LSIs. If you're going to use more than the 8 that we recommend, don't put another category on your site, so to say. So let's break it down for a second. You got niches, you got keywords, and then you got LSI, or you got keywords, sorry. Then you got niches, and then you have LSIs.
Just keywords, LSIs.
Well, keyword would be like your category.
Category.
Yeah, but I don't want to confuse them because it's category and tags are on WordPress as well. So we'll just call it keyword to niche to LSI. You're going to want to build out more LSIs. You're not going to want to build out more niches and more keywords. So an example, keyword, let's say, is contractor services. The niche would be
plumber.
Let's say fencing, and then the LSI would be installation. And then another LSI would be repair. Another LSI could be wood fence or wooden. Another one could be chain link. And actually, with your LSIs, you could say your tags to be these, and then spin out your tags so that you're including both of them, or tag your posts with 2 tags. If you tag your post with 2 tags, then you actually include it in both of the archives. So yeah, and a good way to get back to a good artery is to put in some sort of breadcrumbing plugin on your pages. What else? Ben, are you doing the prize drawings from our Google IDs or SEMeasy IDs that we sent from the link? Nope, they were being drawn from your Google IDs. Let's see. What's this one say? I don't know what the Hangout viewer software this is using, but the screen is great, larger than YouTube, but the Q&A screen is lame since now get locked to like 10 minutes ago and is not moving or showing questions. I'm sorry, man, it's not my software. You could try to call up Google, but I don't even think they have a number for you to answer. If you really don't like it, you could post in Google's forum. Oh, that's another thing. I'm going to be putting out a forum post. It's pretty much going to be vote on your favorite webinar software. Do you like Google Hangouts or do you like GoToWebinar better? And we're going to base future Hangouts off of that for the public ones, and then the private ones, you know, that's going to be done through GoToWebinar. Obviously.
Also, guys, if you haven't already, shoot over to Facebook, like us on Facebook. What we're actually going to be doing with Facebook, which I haven't told Jake yet, I'm telling him now. What we're basically going to be doing with Facebook is I'm going to be throwing up on Facebook every once in a while, like just we're going to just throw a random, you know, like workshop session together.
Sure. That's
only going to be posted on Facebook and say basically, guys, this is the link. Jump in, and we're going to do like, you know, a half hour or something or whatever else, and that's it. We're not really going to be recording it, so you know, it is what it is. Not going to hit. Sure it is.
I don't know. Ben, you want to fix that real quick? Just pull it out to the side. I don't think it's going to hit.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Just setting up for the next meeting. And we're pretty much done here. Trying to see if there's any more +1 questions coming through. I keep scrolling down this list and it keeps adding more in. Can you see me, Home Lighting Solutions? I can see you. I get a 3-pack for both signed. Yep, that's just, you know, Google's algorithm. It's
green screen could be closer. Yeah, no, we put up the green screen, so we would hide out all the booze in the back.
Yep.
That was in there.
So what is the bottom line? 7-packs are not everywhere? No, the bottom line is that the shift is happening opposite of the 7-pack shift is happening opposite of what we all thought it would be.
Can you put us on a beach?
What?
Can you put us on a beach?
Can I put us on a beach?
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Right up here.
Right up there?
No.
No?
Down here.
Oh yeah, the ad app, the drawing app. Yeah, I can put us on a. Oh wait, no, in the background. I can't put.
You just flick this around.
What?
How'd you do that? You just flipped this around.
Oh, we're on
us. That's
we're
cool.
on different sides now.
Awesome. Hey, there's Jake.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a crown to my face. A really ugly crown. Yep, I could do that. That's the closest I could get to adding a beach. There.
Can you draw me a?
No, it's recognizing my face, not yours.
Cool.
Oh. Nope, it's just recognizing.
I got it.
Oh, it switched over to you. Now it's jumped onto you.
All right, listen, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here because we actually have another meeting coming up. Hit us up on SEMeasy. Like I said, like us on Facebook.
Yep. Oh, and remember, there's still those 2 more prizes left here. And start drawing out your beach here.
2 more or 1 more?
There are 2 more prizes left. There is a $25 cash prize, and there is a what is it? A lifetime SEMeasy membership. In order to win the cash, you got to go over to that link. You know, the YouTube video that this is going to be posted on, and post a comment there. As soon as we're done, we're going to select one of the comments to be a winner, and then the other one is if you go over to our Facebook page. As soon as this is done, you go there and you submit a comment, and we're going to select one of those. So
tell them that
Jake's
the people
a
who
doodler.
posted already and commented are not eligible.
yeah, if you already commented and posted, it's not fair to the people who are delayed. So
The people that are running on a 56K baud modem actually.
yeah,
get a chance.
exactly. So we're giving them a chance as well. So make sure you go and comment. We're not going to accept anything until probably we'll end this. We'll time this to be ended in what do you want to say? 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at 3:39 p.m. is going to be the time that we're going to start accepting those comments and stuff. So.
All right, guys. We will see you on Wednesday for the Dominating the SERPs.
Yep.
And that's it. We'll speak to you guys soon.
Look, you got your beach. Oh wait, it's not done yet. It's almost done. Gotta get some water in here.
Cool. Now I'm feeling better.
Now you're feeling better?
I'm feeling better now.
Now I want to go to the beach.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging.
Yep.
Hopefully we learned something, and we will speak to you soon.
Yep, appreciate it, guys. All right, peace out.